Oh, hello there. No, don't leave. I said don't leave. Yes, just sit and relax. You seem lost. Maybe a little confused. I've got a feeling that's how you feel going through most of your life. Anyway, this whole business with Marian's 500-page fanfic and the mysterious door buried deep in the Outer Rim has that poor little brain of yours all tuckered out. Well, don't worry. I'm here to summarize the story so far. Like most plot threads in Nikke, this disaster started with a pilgrim. In this case, it's the would-be heroine and future rapture queen, Marian. In preparation to assume the title of villain, again, she participated in the most degenerate activity a teenager with an internet connection can do, writing fan fiction.
Your Majesty, while I would never doubt your vision for the future of our kingdom, I must insist that we focus all our efforts on repairs of the castle's fortifications before concerning ourselves with decorative design choices.
I'm not even sure Talos can make wallpaper.
Really? Darn, I was hoping he had a printer installed. Finding one when you need to print something out is always such a hassle.
When in your very short existence have you ever needed to print anything?
Well, I wrote this 500-page fanfic about me and the commander, and I wanted to print several copies out.
Couldn't you just email it to him?
Oh, I already did. I wasn't printing it out for him. I wanted to print it out to cover every square inch of Rappy's room from floor to ceiling. That way, when she's going to sleep at night, she can read about this game's one true pair no matter where she looks.
After completing the tier list of wallpapers, which you will watch after this video is over, Marian sought out a way to print as many copies of her magnum opus as possible. Originally, she emailed Yunhua the document, asking her to print out 1,000 copies. At first, Yunhua thought it was just a very disturbing joke. And besides, she had another assignment she needed to complete first.
Here's your coffee. Try not to throw it at the wall again.
I can't believe Nikke is forcing us to do this, as if Absolute has anything to learn from these weaklings.
A hero must always be working to become stronger, Yunhua. This inter-manufacturer cooperation meeting is just the thing to help us learn new super moves to take down the Raptures.
Indeed, there is much all of you could learn from the fine knights who serve under the banner of the kingdom.
I find that hard to believe. Some of the Pilgrim's tactics are 100 years out of date. Also, why are you here?
Don't you remember? Nikke wanted the leaders of the strongest squads among each manufacturer to take part in this meeting. And who could be more of a leader than a king? Also, given that aside from me, Dorothy is the closest thing the Pilgrims have to a leader, I was chosen to come instead. As a representative that's less of a... what's the word?
Psychopathic, Machiavellian time bomb?
And why are you here, Sugar? Isn't Freema the leader of your squad?
Nikke thought Freema might not contribute much to this conversation, so Mustang sent me instead.
And just a few minutes later...
Actually, now that I think about it, Marian did forward me a disturbing 500-page fanfic about her and the weakling. It would be funny to have you deliver an ad for it to Rappy.
However, Yunhua never got that chance. The virus had already infected her. Marian, however, was oblivious to what she'd unleashed. Unsure why Yunhua never printed the copies she asked for, Marian made her way to the headquarters of her original manufacturer, Elysian, to print them herself.
Look, you three, Elysian is in dire straits. We haven't had a hit in months. And Ingrid thinks we can fix that by coming up with a flashy new burst animation for the next Elysian, Nikke.
Where's Absolute? Aren't they the face of Elysian?
Absolute is out of commission for now. Apparently some pilgrim sent Yunhua something so disturbing it almost caused a mind switch in the entire team. So instead, I'm in charge of this meeting.
Okay, last question. How and why is she here in Elysian's headquarters?
Oh, I needed to print a couple copies of this 500-page document, and the printer at the kingdom couldn't handle such a large order. I was on the way to deliver it to Rappy's room when I heard you three were assigned to save Elysian from falling further behind in the tribe tower. And since I was originally an Elysian Nikke, I decided to come and lend my advice on how to become popular. I'm an expert at it after all.
What followed was a shockingly short tier list, thanks to ShiftUp's pathological phobia of producing Elysian Nikkes. With that task wrapped up, Marian took the many freshly printed copies of her fanfic and searched for a way to make sure it would have a lasting impression.
Yeah, and I gotta go bug Ether to whip me up the most powerful glue she can make. These papers aren't going to stick themselves to Rappy's walls.
Guys, wait! We still haven't actually come up with any new lesion units.
Neither has ShiftUp, and it seems to be working for them.
With high-tech superglue in hand, Marian expanded her target beyond just Rappy's room. Over the course of several days, she splattered her barely coherent smut on every corner of the Ark she could gain access to. By the time the central government was alerted to the threat, it was too late. In a desperate attempt to overwrite the mind switch-inducing mimetic virus that is the ramblings of a terminally online fanfic writer, Missilus turned to me for help. And being such a good person, I was happy to oblige.
Hurry up, you bucket of bolts! We have to contain this thing now!
I assure you, Syuen, if non-stop badgering could solve problems, you'd be better at fixing things than litter. Okay, Sin, try it again.
Do I really have to?
Laplace.
Charging Hero Cannon!
Okay. Does she really need to hold that rocket launcher against my head during this entire process? It's been 6 hours.
We've already had one mimetic virus outbreak. We don't need a second one.
But Syuen, you're so good at turning one problem into many. 3 corrupt Nikkes turned into opening up the entire Ark to a Rapture invasion. And don't even get me started on Uni.
I should scrap you right now.
You don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
In fact, you want to remove this converter and let me go right now.
Maxwell, remove Sin's convert. Ow! Sorry about that, but my hero slap was the only thing that could break through this villain's corrupting words.
You know, Syuen, if you actually checked the emails your Nikkes send you, you'd have seen Kilo's warning and could have prevented this disaster from ever happening.
Me? This is Ingrid's. Wait, Kilo's a missiless Nikke? This is Ingrid's fault. The pilgrim responsible for this disaster used to be an Elysian Nikke, and now that Nikke is posting mind switch-inducing papers all over the outpost. I'm gonna kill whoever gave her that unremovable glue. We can't even rip these pages down.
Which is why we're using Sin's mind-controlling abilities to create a counteracting agent that prevents Nikkes who read it from undergoing a mind switch, and hopefully cure the ones who already have been infected, like Drake. Or at least I think she had a mind switch. It's kind of hard to tell if she or Laplace are acting extra insane or just normal insane.
I could never be taken down by a mere piece of paper, even if that paper is filled with smut so disgusting even Ezer says it would be unethical to test it on Nikkes.
You can see how horribly they treated me, and I just couldn't bear to endure such inhumane treatment anymore. So I seized the opportunity.
Alright, I think I have the cures synthesized. Laplace, hurry and escort Sin back to the rehabilitation center. Laplace?
She doesn't want to do that.
Your mask! How did you remove it?
That's thanks to you and your precious hero over here. Like I said, it is a very nicely built cannon, Maxwell. It's so strong. Strong enough to crack the seals on his mask thanks to Syuen telling Laplace to smack me with it. I'll be leaving now, and you don't want to follow me. See you later, heroes. Well, I'm certainly a fan of mind-affecting powers. I can't exactly say I like the competition. And besides, I had my eyes on a bigger prize. And with how bad things were getting in the Ark, I knew I wouldn't be the only one turning to desperate measures.
Are y'all sure we can find a way to fix this disaster here in the Outer Rim?
I'm certain. Before the Peony Association went dark, Jins and Marian had found something buried deep in the Outer Rim that could, as they put it, fix even the biggest mistakes. Whatever it is, we must secure it and use it to save those contaminated by the flyers containing Marian's 500-page fanfic.
And it's not exactly like heading back into the Ark is an option. That Pilgrim's leaflets have already spread to 70% of the place.
Any suggestions, Sugar? Yan did hire you as our guide.
If what we're looking for is buried deep in the Outer Rim, I might have an idea. My last delivery was to this group that uncovered some kind of hidden elevator. I guess the central government blew up the entrance after they were done using it. Whatever's down there, they want it forgotten.
Now hold up! I ain't liking the sound of us dropping into some old central government dug mystery hole.
Well, you better start liking it. We're here. Everybody in.
By how deep you think this thing goes?
Not sure. Never wrote it. But with how slow it's moving and how many freaking Tetranikkes there are, I got a feeling we're gonna be here a while.
What was that last part?
I'm bored. I know. Let's play a game. How about make a tier list of all the burst animations of our fellow Tetra Nikkes.
Now what in tarnation brought that on? That's gotta be the laziest segue I ever seen.
Aw, but I thought you wanted to play with me.
Fine, I don't know why I'm doing this.
That elevator ride and tier list took forever. Seriously, ShiftUp, can you make anything but Tetra Nikkes? Anyway, finally my goal was in sight. I just needed to take care of the stragglers.
Sheesh, we're finally done with that elevator ride. And would you look at that?
Now that's a door.
What is the central government hiding behind it?
Only one way to find out. Let's open it.
You don't want to do that.
Alice, what?
Thanks for the directions, you three. I really couldn't have gotten here without you.
Sin, what in the... How did you get here?
Really? Aren't you supposed to be some business-savvy genius? How about you run the numbers and figure it out?
You used your hypnosis to trick us into seeing you as Alice, so we'd escort you down here. But why the tier list?
Being in the elevator for so long, the close proximity, you were worried your mind control might not be strong enough to keep us from eventually seeing through the illusion. You distracted us with the tier list.
Oh, so smart. You have such great ideas, Sakura. Like stabbing yourself in the heart. I wonder what would happen if I said you felt like doing that again.
Leave her alone.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to hurt you. In fact, I plan on having you three fix that mimetic cancer Marian unleashed.
You are? Why?
You want spoilers? I'm afraid you don't have enough points for that reward. You'll just have to subscribe for the next tier list. In the meantime, you three must have put so much work into entertaining little Alice. I think you should take a nap. After you do the outro, of course. Now then, you have work to do and so do I. So, get to it. And so now, I stand here, ready to claim my prize. Unfortunately, I'll need a little help to unwrap it. Don't worry though, I've got a team of pilgrims on the way who are so eager to assist me, even if they don't realize it yet. What am I after? Well, you'll just have to subscribe to find out. Comment below what you think is behind the door. I said, comment. And if you really want to support the channel, join as a member. You can gain access to members-only live streams, your name in the credits, and early access to new videos. Click the join button for details. Click it now. Thanks for listening to my story, Commander. You'll have your answers next week. And I'll have victory.
Come on.